Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I am on a financial freedom journey with my family. I share all about that and more on this channel every single month. I share our budget videos and our budget reconciliation videos, which you would think would be like the same video, but they're really not because a lot changes on a month-to-month basis with our budget. And this month is a perfect example of that because you will see that a lot of our budgeting categories from December have shifted, been adjusted. We went a little over budget, and then we also got some extra income from a bonus, and so we were able to allocate that throughout the month of December. So it's going to be a really exciting video. Hopefully it's not too long. I'm going to try to keep my thoughts together and not ramble too much, but let's go ahead and chat about December. So first thing we have here is our W-2 income. So this is the income that my husband and I bring home from our full-time jobs. We had budgeted initially $7,200. I had anticipated, and I think I talked a little bit about this in my December budget video, but I had anticipated that I will get a bonus, but I never like to count it before I receive it. You know, I don't know. Is it superstitious? Maybe, but I always just prefer to budget based on like our minimum income, and then anything additional we will budget as we receive it. So we actually brought home $10,000. That is including my bonus. That was like after taxes and like 401k was taken out and everything. So that is an additional $2,800 that we had to budget for this month. And then we also had our side hustle income. So again, almost every single month, or well, actually, I think ever since I've posted videos, we've had some sort of side hustle income every single month. Some months better than others, but for the most part, you know, like we're bringing in a little bit of income from side hustles. So we never budget for that, but we did earn $393 from side hustle income this month. So that's obviously an additional $393. And if you're curious about the side hustle income, I do talk about it every single week in my Debt Free Friday videos. So if you want to see what that was from, go watch my video from Friday and I talk all about where this came from. But that leaves us with a total income for the month of December of $10,393. So quite a bit more than we had initially predicted we would receive. And we definitely allocated it a little bit differently than we have in years past. In years past, we've actually allocated it 100% to debt because this is the first year that I've received this bonus that we have not been in debt. So we were kind of able to do some more creative things with it and just some things that felt like good things to do with it. So we did not allocate it all to like savings or one thing. We kind of tried to split it amongst a bunch of different things. So we put some additional to our mortgage. We put some additional to giving. We put some additional to sinking funds. And we also put some towards our Roth IRA and our home maintenance fund, which are our Debt Free Friday financial goals. And then we also put some towards our 529. All of that additional was kind of split between those things that I just listed off. First is our mortgage. We had budgeted $2,100. So we actually already budget a little bit extra for our mortgage. Our mortgage is actually like $2,050.94. We budget a rounded $2,100 to go towards our mortgage. So every month we're paying about $49 additional on our mortgage. However, this month we actually paid $3,000 to our mortgage. So we paid an additional like $949. So almost an additional $1,000. Again, that did come primarily from my bonus. And yeah, that's just what we decided. One of our financial goals for 2023 is to start paying additional towards our mortgage. And so this was just kind of a jump off point. And honestly, that's like the one thing that I'm looking forward to doing the most next year. And so I was like really itching at like paying a chunk towards our mortgage. And so this kind of like satisfied that until we're able to start tackling that next year. So I'm really proud of that, really happy that we were able to send an additional $900 to our mortgage for this month. So that's great. And that definitely dropped our mortgage by a good chunk. So that felt really cool to see it go down by almost $1,000 just from that payment. So normally I would talk about cell phones. I did just want to mention here that my husband and I both use Mint Mobile now. And if you are interested, you can use my link. I think it gives you an additional $15 credit for when you renew your plan. So as of the date I'm posting this, they are still having their Black Friday sale at Mint Mobile, and it's buy 3 months, get 3 free. It's an excellent deal. I'm super excited to share that with you guys. And I hope if you are thinking of switching that you do so now so that you can take advantage of that sale. So I will leave my referral link in the pinned comment and in the bio. If you guys want to check out Mint Mobile, again, they still have that sale going on. I believe it is till January 15th. So hurry. If you have been thinking about switching, definitely try to take advantage of that 3-month free promotion. Again, I'll leave the link down below if you want to check it out. We don't have cell phones in this budget because we had both paid for our 6-month plans, and so you won't see Mint Mobile come out for a few more months. So that is that. Then subscriptions. So subscriptions is including 2 things that we have subscriptions for, which is our Netflix and our Peloton. So we have those 2 subscriptions. That totals $54, and $54 came out. If you guys watch my videos a lot, I have talked about this, but we did downgrade our Netflix to the cheaper plan that has ads, which is $8 a month. So that's why it's a little bit cheaper, but I feel like that was a really good decision because we really don't even notice the ads and it just saves us a little bit every single month. Then we have our utilities, which was electric and internet. So we had budgeted, let's see, $310. So we had budgeted $250 for our electricity and $60 for our internet, and we actually only spent $280. So we had the $60 for the internet, and our electric bill was actually $220. So it was a little bit less than I thought. Preschool for my daughter, we had budgeted $832. We had used some vacation credits, so we actually only had paid $693 for our preschool this month, which was a savings of $139. And that was at 6.7% of our income. Next up is giving. So I had allocated some extra money to giving already in our budget, which was $250. Some backstory on giving in December. We typically use the rest of whatever we don't use for our Christmas sinking fund. So anything excess in our sinking fund that we use for Christmas, we donate at the end of the month when we're done buying all the Christmas gifts and all the holidays over and all of that. So this year we barely had anything left. So we still wanted to allocate more to giving. So we did allocate some of my bonus to giving. We gave to various charities that are in need this time of year, local to us. And then also I have my recurring donation to St. Jude. So that came out. And then we also did some additional giving to homeless shelters, food pantries, and other places in our local community that were in need of assistance this year. So we had originally budgeted $250 and we actually sent $600. So I feel like that was a really good use of our income because I really enjoy giving, especially this time of year. Obviously, it is important to give all times of year, and I feel like I know a lot of charities try to get people to donate in other months because a lot of places get a lot of donations in December because it's kind of the season of giving and everybody's kind of in a more charitable mood. But yeah, we just decided to do it this month, and there was a lot of local charities to us that were expressing increased need this time of year as well, especially because we live in Wisconsin, and so our local homeless shelters see a lot more need for shelter during this time of year because of the weather. And so yes, that's another reason why we try to give a little bit more during this time of year, because charities like that are in more need during this time of year, and food pantries and stuff like that, they do have an increased need this time of year. So that is what we decided to do. Again, we typically have had hundreds of dollars left in our Christmas sinking fund, and this year we had barely anything. I think we had under $100 left. So we did donate that as well. So we actually did donate more than $600. I don't remember exactly what we had. I think it was $78 or $88 left in our Christmas sinking fund. So we did that, but I did not just want to do only that. So that's just kind of how we dealt with that this year. Then we also have our spending. So my husband talked me into, we had originally budgeted $300 for spending this month, and my husband talked me into, and he's so sweet, giving us, or really me, some additional spending money for this month, because I am the type of person that would have allocated all of this money to financial goals. And I think that's good, but I also think that it is good to give yourself a little bit more spending money every once in a while. And I did get a bonus. And so I feel like I agree with him. He was you should give yourself some extra spending money. You deserve to treat yourself and enjoy the money that you're getting. So I love my husband so much, and he is Correct. We should we should reward ourselves and every once in a while give ourselves some extra spending money. So we did that as well. That was another thing that we kind of had balanced this month with all the other things that we wanted to accomplish, was also just giving ourselves a little bit more money to like spend on ourselves and just enjoy this season. And I wanted to buy myself some presents too. So I did that and that was awesome. So then we had our gas for our cars. So we had budgeted $175 and we actually went over on this a little bit. So we spent $195. So we went over by $20, which isn't too bad. This was mostly from just doing traveling during December. So we did travel to two places actually. My husband's family, who lives actually in a different state, close enough to drive, but it's pretty far. So we went to their house for Christmas, and then we also went to my family's house, which is like 45 minutes away. So we did quite a bit of traveling, and I think that if we hadn't had Christmas this month, we probably would have been pretty far under budget on gas, because other than traveling for family Christmases, we really didn't drive much other than my husband going to work, because we had like some really insane weather. I posted about it on Instagram a few times, but like we had a bunch of snow and our temperature was like super low. There was like multiple days in a row that it was -40 wind chill and like -17 actual degrees outside Fahrenheit. So yeah. It was not weather that like you want to be out in. So we pretty much were like in the house most of this month of December. So yeah, most of that gas usage is from traveling for Christmas. Then we also had our groceries. So I'm doing something different with our grocery spending moving forward in January, and I'm actually going to start going to the grocery store again. So I have talked about this a little bit in recent videos, I think, about how we've been doing groceries lately, and that is basically exclusively through Walmart delivery, because honestly, like the thought of going into a grocery store with my young children sounds like a nightmare. And so we've primarily been doing grocery delivery through Walmart, and I have noticed like we've been over budget a lot of months these past few months since we started doing it. We started doing it in August when we moved into our new house, and yeah, I have noticed that like I don't know if it's inflation completely or if it's from doing the grocery delivery. I feel like it's definitely from the grocery delivery more so than inflation. So I am going to try the entire month of January to go to Aldi for my groceries. And then also I'll do my normal once a month Costco trip. So that's what I'm doing moving forward. We will have a good like grasp on if that's working in January. So in my next budget reconciliation in January, we will see how that worked and if I actually was able to do that. So yes, we did go over $78, but again, I'm really hoping to like rein this in January and get a better hold on our grocery budget. So next up is fun and kids, if I can write correctly, fun and kids, sorry. Fun/kids. So this is our budget that we use for like just our kids in general, just like fun things to do with them. Now I'm like totally blanking and I can't remember what we spent this on. I know some of this was for my son's like holiday party at school. He had to bring in like stocking stuffers, and then we did something else that I can't remember now that cost money. I don't know, but we just allocate this to like anything that is extra for our kids. Like I said, like that stocking stuffer thing. And then I think I sent some stuff in for his holiday party, like M&Ms and stuff. So that was that for this month. We were under budget by $8. So pretty much right on for that. Next up is miscellaneous. So this is just anything that is extra that doesn't really fit into another category. So we spent $170 this month, and that was actually under budget by $30. So we did pretty good on that one. I do feel like I could probably do a better job of my miscellaneous spending, but I like having this category. I have thought about multiple times like trying to reduce this category down, because $200 is a decent amount of money, but like we spend it, and I feel like genuinely if we did decrease the budget, we would still spend it. So like we would still spend more like what we're spending. So let me know what you guys think. Do you have a miscellaneous category? I've been asked a lot of times like what this is. This is just like literally anything that doesn't fit in the budget. So for example, this month my husband had to get oil for our snowblower, so that came out of this category. What else? We had gotten some home decor, which I pulled out of this category, which I mean, some of these things could be pulled out of sinking funds, but I feel like I use the miscellaneous category as like the pre-sinking fund category. So like if I can avoid pulling from the sinking funds, I do try to do that. So those are just a couple of things we used for this month. And then also I did actually sign my son up for some baseball training, and that was like $100. So that was like the majority of this. Again, that could have been pulled from our kids' sinking fund, but I try my best to like keep the sinking funds for like the yearly expenses or like the really big expenses. And if I can like cash flow the other stuff, I try to do that. So those are just a few of the things that we pulled out of our miscellaneous. I get a lot of questions about this, like what is this for? What do you pull out of this? And those are kind of those things. There's always just things that come up that like don't fit into a category. So that's that. Then we had our dining out. We did pretty good on this month. I thought we were going to go way over in the beginning. I feel like we ate out a lot in the beginning of the month. And then again, because of like the cold and stuff, like we just ended up not eating out a lot the rest of the month. So I feel like that kind of saved my butt because we would have been over budget for sure. So we spent $266, which is $16 over. Again, that's like negligible. I would consider that still like fairly in budget. So that was 2.6% of our income for this month. So then, like I said, we had initially budgeted not to put anything into sinking funds, but we actually did. So we funded a few of our sinking funds this month because we had some extra income. So we did car, kids, and vacation. And I chose those just because I felt like it. I don't know. Those felt like they needed the most money out of any of them. So for our car sinking fund, we put $200 in. For our kids, we put another $100 in. And for vacation, we put $250 because we are hoping to go somewhere for our spring break. And so I really want to put some extra in that right now. It does have a decent amount in it, honestly, because we've been saving it for a long time. We have not gone on vacation since basically pre-COVID. So we have been letting that like build and build and build. And so there's like a few $1,000s in that right now, which will be helpful when we need to pay for our spring break vacation. So I'm not too worried about that fund, but again, I'm sorry if this is really shadowy, you guys. I'm using my natural light and I didn't realize that the sun is going down because of the time I'm filming this. So I apologize if it's a little shadowy, but anyways, we should be pretty good on the vacation fund, but I also don't want to bring it like down to zero. So that's what we decided to do this month. And then the final three things are our financial goals that we had sent money to. So 529, and then our Roth, and then our home sinking fund. So we sent $500 to our 529. We sent $1,365 to the Roth and $1,325 to the home sinking fund. And that was at 4.8%, 13.1%, and 12.7%. So total amount percentage-wise to our savings was 25%. So if you guys have watched my videos for a while, we typically like to go closer to like 40. At least that's what we were doing in the beginning of the year. I feel like since we have more money going to our mortgage now than we did then, it's probably going to be more like closer to 20 to 30% going to like savings and financial goals, and I'm totally okay with that. I knew the 40% was not going to be able to work for us forever, and now that we have a more expensive home, that's just what comes with the territory. Obviously, we only have a certain amount of money that we have to allocate towards things, so that's just kind of how it works. But I'm really happy with the way that we allocated our money this month. Let's go ahead and go down to our recap down here, and then that'll be the video. So total income this month again was $10,393. Total expenses was $10,368. That leaves us with $25 positive. So that just goes into our buffer, and that buffer just builds up and allows us, like if we accidentally overspend or etc. Just kind of like gives us a little leeway in our checking account. So that's all I have for this video. I'm sure it was really long. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching. Let me know in the comments down below, how did December go for you? Did you do any additional giving or any additional spending of any sort this month? Let me know, and I would love to hear about it. And I will talk to you guys on Friday in my next video. Bye guys.